Hey everybody, welcome back to 14 Rings, an NFC East podcast. I'm your host Lucas with Mal, Maurice, and Earl. Mal, we missed you. We are glad that you're back.
I missed you guys too. Thank you guys for holding it down last week, and thank you to Dan for coming on.
Yes,
love you guys.
Yes, we will. We will definitely thank Dan. He'll probably be on in about 2 weeks. And just before we get started, I do want to remind everybody: in 2 weeks from now, on August 27th at 7 p.m., we will be having our live fantasy football draft here on YouTube. Okay, now you can listen to the episode after we're done, but it's going to be live on YouTube. And like I said, you can listen to it on our other platforms afterwards, but live on YouTube. And we'll make sure that we have it embedded on all of our social medias so that you guys can follow, like, subscribe, comment. We'll be screen sharing our draft so that you guys can see who's doing what, with all the smack talk in there and everything else in between. We did our first video episode ever last year for the draft, if I remember correctly. And I think that pretty much gave us gave me the courage, because these guys wanted to do video for a while. I didn't feel comfortable. I had to learn how to do video editing, but I got there. But that's not the point.
Oh, come on, Lucas.
I was learning too.
Don't say that. They only love me because of the new Washington Commanders headband that I got on right now. That's the only thing. Yeah. But that being said, we are going to be getting into team news and preseason news. I get to start off this week, so go first. The biggest news is that we released the first draft pick of the Adam Peters era. We released safety converted to linebacker Dominique Campton, 5th round pick last year.
That's unfortunate.
Sometimes it doesn't work out. He did not perform very well on special teams or in the preseason game against the Patriots, which, I mean, nobody did. I mean, some people did, but like he had a chance to shine. He did not. And there are other young linebackers, that were more interesting, to be honest. And like, I wish him nothing but the best, but he did not take advantage of his situation here. And to be fair to him, he's switching positions, and maybe that's why he didn't succeed. I would have just kept him at safety. It's not like we're super deep at safety, but it is what it is. Maybe that's one of those failed Dan Quinn experiments, changing a safety into a linebacker. I'm not 100% sure. I know Earl's experienced that in the past with Dan Quinn. But outside of that, there has been a Terry McLaurin sighting with the chef himself, Adam Peters, during the Burgundy and Gold game today. By the way, Burgundy team won. That is led by the second unit, Sam Hartman, which I got some things to say about Mal's man, Sam Hartman, but that's okay. We'll get to that. But, they won that. But yeah, we saw Adam Peters and Terry McLaurin talking. Now, Terry did not have the best body language, still had his hood up, that in like a non-confrontational type of mood. But the fact that they were talking out on the field in public view is a good sign, in my opinion. Progress. So there's progress being made on that front with the contract negotiations in the NFC East. There is at least that progress going, so I am happy about that. Some people went on, Lucas Niang went on injury reserve. I believe we had a few other people injury reserve. We waived a few other people. Training camp bodies, nothing big to talk about there. Now to the preseason matchup. Look, our second and third units were playing against their starters. That's what happened here. I'm not taking too much away from the result, though I would have preferred it to be better. Some people that I got to call out here first. Well, let me go with the good first. The good. Johnny Newton forced a turnover against their starting unit. That's great. Johnny Newton, game ball. The only one that I'm giving out, right? Same as Rio Robbins. Shout out to Rio. Outside of that, I mean, we saw something from Ja'Cory Brooks, leading the team in receptions and catches and reception yards. So that's pretty good. Like, I'm not complaining about him. We saw some flashes from JCM before he had to go to the injury tent with an injured shoulder. I mean, that's the main good. I mean, look, we lost 48-18. That's 30 points. That's 3. That's
preseason.
That's 30 points, man. I mean, I know. So, like, you can't take too much with it, but there is a lot of bad. Starting off with the first play of the game, we kicked the ball off. Travion Henderson, who I wanted the Commanders to take, to be clear. I'm okay with getting Josh Connolly, who also looked really pretty good in the preseason too. I wanted him. He's brought it back for 100 yards.
The first play.
The first play. It was rough, guys. It was rough. And he just was punishing. Look, he's going to be a problem back in the NFL pretty soon, if not right away. So there's that. Defense overall, giving up 48 points. I get that they're starters and these are our second unit guys, but still not a great look. Trey Amos looked okay. He held his own for the most part. But the rest of the cornerback room looked a little overmatched. I mean, Travion Henderson basically bulldozed, right past Noah Iggy. I can't say Noah's full last name, but Iggy. Thank you. I just call him Noah Iggy. But yeah, no. So that's that. But I got to call out Mal's favorite Notre Dame quarterback, Sam Hartman.
Not my favorite,
but one of you. But he's up there. Well, see, the problem is he cut off his long hair and he lost his superpowers of being able to pass the ball as a result.
He was never good. He was really never that good. He was never better than a third-string quarterback in the NFL.
And that's the thing. Like, I thought he was going to be fighting for the third-string spot, but Josh Johnson, who's like 38 years old, looked 20 times better than him. Now, I will give Sam Hartman some relief here because, like, the wide receivers that he was thrown to, Michael Gallup, washed. Michael Gallup's washed. I'm sorry.
Dear Lucas, he's a third-string quarterback for a reason.
Yeah,
no, I know that. But like, I'm giving Josh Hartman some relief here. Not Josh.
I'm gonna let him finish. Let him cook.
All right, I'm letting you cook.
Let him cook.
Michael Gallup washed.
KJ Osborne, washed. Chris Moore, washed. Yeah, did I say KJ Osborne? Anyway, yeah, KJ Osborne washed. So my point being here is that he was throwing to guys that couldn't really that just are not going to make the final roster. And some of them, some of the incompletions were not his fault, and the interception wasn't his fault either. But just not a great showing by him. And I get it's one preseason game, third string quarterback, but Josh Johnson did look a lot better. Does this matter in the grand scheme of it? I mean, Sam Hartman did come back and win the burgundy and gold game, so maybe this doesn't matter. Maybe it does. I don't know. But I was not impressed with Sam Hartman. We already talked about Dominique Campton getting cut. He did not impress in this preseason game either. Just Kane Madrano, late round pick of the Commanders. Had energy and effort, just got bulldozed by lineman because he's really small as a linebacker. He has the body of a safety. Needs to get some more muscle. But yeah, no, that's basically it. I get that it's a preseason game, not to overreact, but right now I would say that if there was a competition for third string between Josh and Sam, that Josh definitely made this a much more interesting competition.
Like all starting quarterbacks in the NFL, if your starting quarterback goes down, your season is in a world of hurt.
Oh, yeah,
Same thing for the Commanders. If Sam Hartman gets to the field for the Commanders...
Oh, we're in trouble. Absolutely.
Yes.
You got to be in the Giants situation where every quarterback plays in the season.
Hey, you know what? Your quarterbacks actually looked well in preseason, even Tommy Cutlets. So
your boy.
I'll let you get to that.
No, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But, a lot of things that need to be worked out. There were some, we did add, Duke Riley, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We added Duke Riley, linebacker, to our depth chart. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I got. Any thoughts or anything else before we move on to
I do have a question for you, Lucas.
What's up?
Just because I follow a lot of Commanders fans on Twitter, or X, I should say.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are not confident with your wide receiver core outside of Terry, and I want to know your thoughts. Like, without Terry, how confident are you in that group?
It's not going to be easy, obviously. Like, Terry's, we said he's top 10, 3 out of 4 of us, top 11, for sure. So, like, Terry, you're going to, when you lose a, Pro Bowl level wide receiver like that, it's going to be a problem for anybody, right? So you got to keep that in mind. I think it would be a struggle. Debo, Dan Quinn did say one silver lining about Terry missing time is that Debo and Jaden have gotten a lot of time to build chemistry, which is great. But yeah, no, I mean, look, the rest of the wide receiver room, okay, we have 5 spots for sure. We have Terry, who's currently not, participating in camp. Debo, who's a number 2. We can all admit that, right? It's a good number 2, but number 2. Number 3 is a toss-up between whether you like Luke McCaffrey or Jalen Lane better. One's a rookie, one's a second-year player. And that's 3 and 4. And then 5th place is Noah Brown. Noah Brown's good. He's a good number 3. I mean, and then we don't know who number 6 is. Right now, I would say is Ja'Cory Brooks in the lead, is just based off of preseason and everything that we've heard about him so far. But who knows? Like, it's not. If you lose an all pro guy like Terry, it's going to be hard. It's going to make things a lot more difficult. But I think Jaden's also the type of guy that can elevate a receiving core. But if Terry's not there, then having a deep playoff run aspirations would be, I'm not going to say far-fetched, but be harder to conceive.
Well, Terry's under contract, so
yeah, so
he's not going to play games.
I mean, he might miss 1 or 2 games, but if he misses more, if he holds out for 10 plus games, then if he doesn't play 10 games this season, then he can't become a free agent.
Yeah, he gets fined.
Yeah, like I said, him and Adam Peters were seen talking today, so that's a positive sign towards a possible contract.
Players don't want to lose game checks. That's for sure.
No, they don't. Yeah. They don't. So I suspect Terry will play one way or another. Now, is that with an extension or not? I would hope with an extension. I think locking him up long term. Now, the number of that extension, that is beyond my pay grade. But I think that he will play this season. If I'm Dan Quinn, if he's not suited up and practicing by the 3rd preseason game, I don't think I start him week 1.
Ooh.
I do not want a soft tissue injury because he's not in shape.
Okay.
No, that's fair.
Think, yeah. So that's just my opinion. Any other thoughts? Any other questions? Yes, Earl.
With your going into your 2nd week of preseason, do you see some of your starters playing at least a rep or 2?
I think so. Back when there used to be 4 preseason games, preseason game 3 used to be the ramp up game, right? Mm-hmm. I think that has shifted to preseason 2 game. Now I don't believe we're not playing again until next Monday night. I think that's our next preseason game. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's correct. So we're not even playing this weekend. But
now, do you feel like with the guys that are playing and those who are not playing, do you feel like they've kind of already got their position spot, who's a 1 or a 2?
I think there's only one quote-unquote positional battle right now for starters versus second string, and that's going to be Josh Connerly and Andrew Wiley. Because just like how they made Jaden earn it, they're going to make their first-round pick Josh Connerly earn it.
Do you feel like other positions that are out there feel like they should?
I think maybe
compete?
Wide receiver 3 might be up in the air. I think if Terry's back, I think Noah Brown is probably wide receiver 3, but I could see a world where Jalen Lane might steal it, but he didn't play. He didn't get any, he only got 1 target in the first preseason game. He was mainly used for special teams. So he might not get that many targets his first year. I mean, Luke McCaffrey did okay. It has been okay, but in this preseason, but nothing home to write about so far in training camp, and it got sick during the game. So this past preseason game, so didn't really make an impact there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, if nobody else has any questions, we need to talk about the big relief for most Eagles fans, I'm sure.
Yes. That was after the game, the preseason game, but a big sigh of relief that our all-pro guard, Landon Dickerson, didn't have a more serious knee injury. Right now, he's having a minor knee procedure reported by Adam Schefter, which she should be available by week 1. Thursday night game, home opener. You got a question for me already, Lucas? Go ahead.
Well, yes, because this knee procedure, as a fan of all Philadelphia sports, is the same knee procedure that Philadelphia 76ers center Joel Embiid had and rushed back from, and has not been the same since. Now, for those that don't know, he had an arthroscopic knee surgery. There's two ways to do it. Short-term recovery is you just cut off the part that's ripped off. The long-term recovery is fixing the part that's been ripped. He's electing to do the cutoff of the meniscus. So,
different
does that
sport.
concern you? Does that concern you?
No, different sport. You're not jumping and landing on your knees as much as a basketball player.
I mean, he got the injury because somebody landed on the back of his legs, right?
That is true. And that's very common for offensive linemen.
I'm just saying.
So with a knee brace attached, I think he will be okay. He'll be okay.
All right.
I trust. I'll put it to you like this: I trust the Eagles and the staff, medical staff, a lot more than I trust the Sixers medical staff.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. You agree with
that? That might be fair. Yes. You didn't tell. I'm a Sixers fan on top of a Commanders fan because I'm from Delaware and I got to choose the best of both worlds. Because nobody wants to be a Wizards fan.
Oh, shots fired. Anyway,
it's fair.
Anyway, so Landon Dickerson, he got really lucky. He was blessed. So that would have been a major blow if he would have been out long term for the Eagles. Still have a really good offensive line, but with him, you're always going to miss an All-Pro. So put it to you like that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to the game, preseason game. Eagles won 34-27. Yes, Earl.
Oh, you got other teams.
Corey's got so many questions already.
I know, right? It's like a press conference.
You got a team news. You signed Justin Rogers.
Oh, did that just happen?
Today.
Oh, I did not catch that.
Who's Justin Rogers?
Former Cowboy. Defensive tackle.
He said defensive tackle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's breaking news for me. I didn't even know that.
Tech.
So give me some info on him, Earl.
I got nothing. He got released from the Cowboys the first time.
That's actually bad for Earl. He got nothing.
Went to the Bengals. Didn't work out. Came back to the Cowboys. Thought could something happen. Apparently not. Signed Perion Winfrey. He's out of here. So, yep. That's all I got. I feel like
he's training camp body.
I feel he could be more, but he's just been shipped off back and forth. He just really
don't worry, the Eagles are going to make him an All-Pro. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Hey, the more the merrier, right? It's a team sport.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out. We talk about backup quarterbacks with Sam Hartman. Want to shout out Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee is. I've been a fan of Tanner McKee since last season. I thought he should have been a backup quarterback over Kenny Pickett, but whatever. That was last season. Tanner McKee looked really good, and I'm going to say this: there's about 6 to 10 teams in the NFL that could use a Tanner McKee as their starting quarterback. And I'm actually shocked that former offensive coordinator, what was his name?
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, yeah. I had a mind blank. Kellen Moore should be making a phone call to Howie Roseman. Because their quarterback situation is a bad state.
Well, hold up. How did Tyler Shuck do in the preseason game?
You look bad. It was bad. You look bad.
It was bad.
I think you do at least one interception.
Pick six.
I've seen one interception.
A pick six?
Oof.
Was it a pick six? It could have been.
It was a pick six.
Some guys stay in college for too long for a reason.
That's true.
Sam Hartman.
I mean, you also got to have the proper quarterback coach that can lead the quarterback to what he needs to do.
Yep. Development is key as well. You got to develop you guys. But anyway, Tanner McKee went 20 for 25 for 252 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mind you, keep in mind, we were playing the Bengals' number 1 starters on offense and defense. And I'm going to get to that in a second with the offense. But on the defensive side, Tanner McKee was throwing against their starters.
Mm.
And he had no starters on his team besides Jahan Dotson, which is the receiver 3. So the Eagles are known for not playing their starters in preseason.
Johnny Wilson looked good.
Yes, he did.
I told you.
Tanner McKee was throwing him a lot of lobs, a lot of over the body catches, and
big target.
Yeah, big target.
When you're 6'8" as a wide receiver, you can do a lot of things. Just saying.
That he was catching on footballs like they were rebounds off the rim.
He's basically a skinny tight end.
Yeah. So Tanner McKee looked really good. At this point, hey, if I'm about Howie Roseman, I'm not accepting anything but a first round pick for Tanner McKee. He looked really good for a backup. I'm not overhyping it either. He looked really good. Other players I wanted to shout out: Will Shipley, 7 carries for 48 yards. I wanted to shout out this guy because I wasn't familiar with his game until I saw him in the preseason. Darius Cooper looked really good.
Who is he?
I didn't know who he was until this game, but 6 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. With him, Johnny Wilson, Dotson, Anaya Smith, all these guys are going to be fighting for receiver 3, receiver 4, maybe receiver 5. And I wanted to see a couple of these young guys play in the preseason, and I did. And I was really pleased with some of these guys in the regular season. A.J. Dillon looked good as a backup running back. He looked like he had fresh legs, which I appreciate. So for that, I really like what I saw. Now, what I didn't like, defense. Now, mind you, again, Joe Burrow was playing. Joe Burrow went 9 for 10, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. He only played 1 quarter.
He was cooking.
Yeah, he was cooking. Now, Jamar Chase was playing. I don't think T. Higgins played. I think if he did play, he didn't have any stats. I actually think he did play. He didn't catch a football. But Jamar Chase went 4 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown. And their tight end Tanner Hudson had 2 touchdowns. What bothered me was the cornerbacks. And I talked about this multiple times on this pod. Adoree Jackson, Keely Ringo, they did not look good. Now, I understand Keely was guarding Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase is the best, if not the second best receiver in the NFL. But man, he got cooked. You
knew what you were going to get with Adoree, too. You've seen him on the Giants. He's mid at best.
Yeah, that bothered me. That might be a weakness. Now, we didn't see Jacorian Bennett play yet. He didn't play in the preseason game. Hopefully he plays on Saturday against the Browns. So maybe he can be our CB2. I'm hoping and praying he is our CB2 because the rest of the guys I'm not confident in. Lucas?
What about Cooper DeJean, the CB2?
Well, he's a slot, and he's also only playing some safety. Like I said.
I don't know.
I said,
he's a starter, so depending.
Yeah, he's a guaranteed starter regardless. Yeah. But, you still need another guy there. So, and it's hard to gauge that, too, because, like I said, the starters didn't play. So, we don't know where Cooper DeJean is going to line up at. Not yet, anyway.
Who's the guy that you guys got from the Giants on the edge?
I was going to ask about him. How's he in camp?
Yeah, Ojulari.
Ojulari didn't play.
Oh, okay.
Did Makuba play?
Makuba had an injury. I think he had a shoulder injury.
Jalen Hunt?
He's considered a starter, so he didn't play.
Is he? Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you didn't like him at the beginning, at the draft?
Mm-hmm. No, I wasn't a big fan. I thought it was a project. But Vic Fangio, he developed him. He really did. And the defensive line coach. Hunt, Nolan Smith, obviously Jalen Carter, and they didn't play. I like what I saw from Jeremiah Trotter Jr. He was all over the field. Mm-hmm. I like what I see from him. Jahai Campbell was everywhere. He had an easy interception. He went right through his hands, but he'll learn from that.
Hands like feet.
Yeah, but he was flying over the place too. Our linebacker position might be one of the best we've ever had.
Okay.
That might be a crazy statement to make, but Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean when he comes back, Campbell, and Trotter Jr., even if he just plays special teams, that's a really good 4 linebackers, I must say.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, besides the cornerbacks, the defense looked okay for it to be the backups versus the Bengals starters. You got to keep that in mind throughout this whole process. But if Keely Ringo wants to be the CB2, he's going to have to go up against Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. And if this is the outcome, that's a scary thing. So I'm looking forward to Jacorian Bennett. We're going to see what he can offer this defense, hopefully, in the next preseason game. But besides that, any other questions before we move on?
Nah, I think. Oh, you guys had the offensive lineman that you traded for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who also got injured. He got injured too, right?
Yeah, they both got injured actually.
Yeah, crazy.
He's week to week. Kenyon Green, he's week to week.
Yeah.
CJ had a scare. I thought it was first reported today towards ACL, but it. So prayers to him. But yeah, finding some minor injuries right now, but nothing major. That's a positive. That's good.
That is a major positive. Now it's another time for Sermon on the Mount with Pastor Earl.
Here we go.
Earl, I know you got some. Oh
no!
He busting out something. What he busting out?
Dun dun dun.
Do you have a Bible? Are you getting out a Bible?
No.
Oh, okay. I'd ask.
I'll explain. I'll explain through. All right, so I could do team news first.
Whatever suits you, sir.
Do?
All right. Okay, I'm gonna start with the team news.
I've been waiting for this.
Michael Parsons day to day with a back injury. Right now he has some tightness in his back that he's been kind of working through and so on from. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know some may think he's just saying it, but actually got a chance to see he definitely was having some tense pain in practice. He is there at practice, but he's doing minimal workouts and stuff. So, but on and off with his jersey and stuff. So, yeah, I know the contract talks and stuff is still going. #877 pay Micah now. And Tyler Guyton, he was in walkthroughs after his injury. So he's progressing to get back on the field when the time comes. So I'm glad he's improving. Just take the time you need, Guyton. We need you in the long haul. Other team news, let's see. Oh, Matt Belesko got waived. And I think I talked about Paris Campbell. He got waived. But we actually signed Malik Davis to the roster, and he played in our first preseason game against the Rams. With the preseason game, it kind of leads into my team news. Mm-hmm. I was highly disappointed. To the point that I turned my TV off after the first few series in the game.
CD got trucked by that ref.
Mal was talking some smack.
No, that honestly was just like that was just so wild to me because like that would happen to CD. Like he's out there trying to help the guys and like not paying attention, and neither is the ref, and boom. I just know that hurt too because like he wasn't even expecting.
That's a grown man running into your back unprepared.
Hurt.
And I heard
he took it like a champ. I'll give him that much. He took it like a champ.
The NFL might fine him too.
No, yeah, they actually might fine him too.
They're actually
dang.
Because he's not supposed to be in that area.
Right.
Sorry, Earl.
Go ahead. Sorry.
They actually are. He's going to get a fine because the ref got injured.
Oof.
But Mike, CD, he was fine. Like, I mean, I guess he's been on that off-season peanut butter, but it looked like the ref took more of the. He took more of the damage from there. But in team news, I feel like Schottenheimer has lost his aura. And what I mean by his aura is that from the game plan coming out so flat, coming out so stale, and so on, this wasn't an evaluation of the players who his mantra was of competition. It was a showcase for Joe Milton. And where I saw this last season dealing with Trey Lance, instead of seeing the progression of a team who has it, it feels like it's already been decided due to the meddling hands of Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones. And the more and more I look into it, it just hurts my heart to see how much Schottenheimer has built up, creating the roster, doing whatever he needs to get this team juice going. And then you have an 82-year-old dude to just flip the table on everything that you've been working on up to this point. And just listening to Schottenheimer, listening to Clayton Adams, listening to some of the guys, they look defeated. It's to the point they're contradicting what their thought process is, trying to cover what Jerry decided to do in that game. It was just ridiculous that you, instead of easing Milton into the game, you have him throw 6 to 9 straight passes. How does that help your quarterback with his morale, with his confidence going in there? He was slinging that thing, throwing the ball all over the place. I couldn't tell you if receivers had a good game because the ball was just flying all everywhere. Instead of easing them in the game, it should have been more of a showcase of the running backs. Phil Maffa, I got some good things to say about him. Malik Davis as well. Deuce only had 2 carries, and the rest was pass blocking. Unacceptable. Javonte Williams didn't even suit up. Miles didn't suit up. Hunter Luepke didn't suit up. And I'm just like, yo, I need these guys to suit up. I need to see who's going to compete for what spot. But it feels like now they went on and decided who they wanted to be their guys. And that's the thing that really ticks me off, is that our guys' philosophy has taken over yet again. They got to show us, Cowboy fans, they got to show us something going into week 2 in preseason. We got the Ravens next. And then the next other game is going to be at home as well. We got to see what our team is going to be based on. And if I know that you're going to start at corner Andrew Booth, where I think he's worse than Adoree Jackson, and forgot the guy's first name, but his last name is Rochelle. You start these guys when you know you got Israel Mukwamu, who's pretty much earned a chance to be a starting corner. I wanted to see him more in the game. He played in the second half, had a really good interception, but he's not being treated fairly. And I feel like most of these players that are trying to compete for something, they're not treated fairly. And if they are, another thing, I didn't even see Tyler Booker. Why hasn't he laced up? They stacked him. Most of the players that I expected to play in this game didn't even play. And you're telling me your first round pick doesn't play in the first preseason game? You're killing me with that. I need to see what this guy is. You're trying to preach physicality, and he doesn't even lace up? It was just a full showcase of Joe Milton. And I don't want to put pressure on this dude for that. I want him to be eased into this. His passing attempts, he had 29, but it felt like it was more on how much they were showcasing his arm and stuff. He really couldn't get settled in till the second half. Actually had a touchdown as well and a 2-point conversion. Also want to give a shout out to Will Greer. He definitely, while he was out there, he definitely played what he's capable of doing. And it's definitely a conversation that quarterback 2 isn't cemented yet, where I could actually see Will Greer competing for that quarterback 2 spot. Milton, he has a phenomenal arm. He has the talent. But at the same time, you got to ease this guy in there. And I know exactly what the Joneses are doing. They're trying to find a quarterback that can dethrone Dak. You tried it with Trey Lance. Failed. But give credit to Trey Lance and the Chargers. He's playing like he's supposed to. He's in a balanced offense.
I was about to say, he looks good this preseason.
Right, 100%. But for Joe Milton, you got to ease him in the game. Give him a run game. Give him a balanced game plan. That's what I need to see from Milton. Because if you're going to have him slinging that ball and everything, you're not going to get the best evaluation of him as a quarterback, but you're also hurting the guys who are trying to make this team. Respect the team, Jerry. Respect the team, Steven. And give back the mantra control of competition back to Shotty. Let Brian cook. He's trying to bring you a championship. but you just keep meddling in everything that's going on. All the stuff that he's created through training camp is for a purpose. But yet, Jerry brings out his controller and he's just constantly playing the controls of everything that happens. If he doesn't like one thing, he'll hit the left analog stick, be like, all right, we're going to change this up. And then to the point, oh, you're having hype music? I'm going to change the audio with the right analog stick to play some Dolly Parton. Yeah, they'll really get him now. And everything that goes into it. He's constantly using his controller, playing what everybody is hoping is a good thing, and just turning it into his own little game world. Jerry, put down the controller, bro. Steven, put down the remote. Let Brian coach. Let Clayton Adams coach. Let Matt Eberflus coach. If you know that Israel Nkwamu is outplaying Booth, Izzy deserves the spot. I expect to see him get that spot going into week 2 preseason. And then I want to give a shout out to some players on the defensive side of the ball that it really hurt a lot of fans on what they saw. You really couldn't see the brightness that were in some of the promises of these young players. I'm going to go down the list. Zion Childress, undrafted free agent from Kentucky, played the nickel corner spot. He had a tackle for a loss in the run game. He had, I think, like 2 passes on him, but he was not targeted. He looked really good at that slot position. Israel Nkwamu had an interception. Maris Leofau, I believe he's going to be a bona fide starter for the Cowboys, especially at that linebacker position. And I believe this linebacker room is going to be one of the strongest on the defense. The situation I have at safety, I need to see Wanye Thomas. I need to see more of Marquise Bell. Those are your young safeties. And I really want to see them improve. Also want to give shout out to Perion Winfrey. He's got some juice in that front. Mozzie, Cowboy fans, please. There's got to be some patience with Mozzie Smith. He's shifting weight. He's trying to figure out what he needs to do. He's trying to improve, but they keep changing up so much on this guy. Please, give Mozzie a chance. Because going in his 3rd year, it could be promising. I want to shift to the offense, then I'm done. Malik Davis had a really good bounce back game in the preseason. I do have some stats. Where's your stats here? All right, he had 8 touches for 63 yards. His longest was 16 yards. He had 9 yards a clip. That's not bad in his return without hardly any practice. But I definitely need to see more of the running back room. Phil Maffa, he did a great job as well. I saw some juice. I saw some force. That's what I wanted to see. If there's a combination between the two of Phil Maffa, and then you throw in Malik Davis, but I'm very interested to see how they get the veteran free agents in there. Miles Sanders, I would like to see him play some reps. I would like to see Javonte Williams play some reps. I need to see some of these guys take some reps before I can anoint them and say, okay, they're running back 1. They're really hyping up Javonte Williams to be running back 1, and I think that's weeble. I think the other running back that's going to earn it is those who are getting the reps and showing the production that deserve it. Not something that's just anointed just because you're a vet. I want to give a shout out to the receivers. Trayshawn Holden. He's doing a great job as well, coming in as an undrafted rookie free agent. And no doubt in my mind, if they let him go, he's going to get picked up by a team ASAP. I think he moved himself up the depth chart. I definitely would consider him as a wide receiver 3 or 4. I'm going to take this statement where I wouldn't mind seeing Dallas trade Jalen Tolbert to bring in a defensive tackle or a corner. Jalen Brooks. I don't know if he has enough to be able to compete with these other guys, but it's competition. I need to see it. I've seen competition with Holden. I've seen competition with Pickens and Lamb. I've seen competition with Mingo and Turpin. I hardly saw anything with Tolbert. I hardly saw anything with Brooks. You really got to shape this out to be something that's very special. but the Joneses have just poured all their maniacalness into it, and all the energy that went into training camp leading into preseason got completely flat from the Joneses. And it's not right. Jerry is wrong. Stephen Jones, that's wrong. You can't just showcase a quarterback where you got other players fighting for their livelihood there to compete. That just hurts my heart because I want to see this team play up to the competition. I want to see them play fast. And I got an interesting take here. They got to recalibrate. They got to reboot. And if that means getting smacked in week 1 against the Eagles to recalibrate and reboot, go ahead. And I really believe with how they're not taking care of the defensive tackle situation, that's going to be their downfall. I actually got the Eagles winning by 2 to 3 touchdowns in week 1. They need this game to recalibrate and reboot. They need to get smacked in the mouth to understand the reality that is taking place. And Cowboys Nation, the only way that I can see that they can do this, prayer. But also that they understand what they're doing is wrong and allow that mantra competition to occur. I digress.
Can we extend that recalibration till week 3?
Now wants a win.
The girl's gonna smack me.
Well, I
get what he's saying, though.
I get what you're saying, though. I totally get it.
Yeah, man. They need a kick in the pants to realize what's going on. And for Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, I don't know if that's going to be enough. Like we always said, when it comes to the Joneses, they need to get out of there if Cowboys fans really want to see this franchise go to the next level and possibly win another championship. They got to be out of there. Is that going to happen? Probably not. So
and also, if y'all get a chance, listen to Denzel Washington on First
I was
Take.
going to bring that up.
He's spot on with what he said about that, and it's just clear as day. All he cares about the money in his pocket. He don't care about the fans.
I mean, look at the stadium itself.
Well, hang on. I want to quote Denzel. He said, "Jerry, you want the Cowboys to be box office, but you don't want them to win an Oscar."
Correct. That's well said.
That's a good point.
That's 100%. And
then look, even right, and this comes off the comments of Jerry at the premiere of the Dallas Cowboys thing for Netflix.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Yep.
Yeah, and he basically wants there to be drama all the time. Keeping the Cowboys in the news is more important than anything else.
In Jerry's words, he wants Dallas to be a 365 soap opera.
That's basically what I said last week.
And if that's the case, then you guys are never going to win it. No, he's not going to do what's best for the team. Because what would have been best for the team is to pay Micah last year. It was to pay Dak 2 years ago, CD 2 years ago. Honestly, the Eagles, kudos to you guys for paying your people early and often. My team should take a page out of that book. Pretty much everybody's team here should take a page out of that book. And
I haven't had any issues with that. I just let people go and let them win Super Bowls with other teams. Division rival.
And I had good things to say about you guys this week. Why did you have to go do that?
Still some emotional damage.
We're the opposite side of the coin. We just let them leave. We don't pay them.
It's fine. And the thing with the contracts, they could easily get done early. I just think
Micah didn't care about the money.
It's the respect. But you got to look at the stuff with CD and Dak's contract. If he would have paid them back early, that number probably wouldn't have been as high as it was.
Yeah.
And even for Dak, you could say that he wanted the $60 million. I don't think he wanted the $60 million. I think he wanted a contract that was enough for him. I don't think he wanted to be the highest paid quarterback, but that's their fault. They let the money get to that point. If you would have paid the player on time, then that's fine. If Stephen Jones' words, he said he should have paid Dak early when he needed to, when he got the first contract. Duh, because the number is going to go to where it needs to go. And then if you're going up against the agents and so on, I think if you were more easier with the agents, some of these contracts would be smooth sailing. Y'all can have tea and crumpets afterward.
Yeah. And I mean, going back to your point from a couple weeks ago, some players get really easy contracts, some don't. We know who they are, and we know
those who get smear campaigned, others get a silver spoon on their contract.
And listen, and Earl talks about respect with Michael all the time. And of course, Michael wants to get paid his skill level and what everybody else is getting paid at the top. But Michael Parsons has gone on record saying, "Hey, I want to be a Cowboy for life."
Yeah.
If that's the case, then why are the Jones messing it up for themselves? Why are they ruining a good thing?
And I got
when Emmitt Smith got paid, he looked like the angriest person in the world at that press conference.
Well, you also got to account that Emmitt contract expired after the Super Bowl. So he basically didn't have a contract. Like it was pretty much, he wasn't signed anywhere. So
I'm surprised he didn't go sign elsewhere besides.
I'm surprised other teams didn't go after him. That's clear as day. But I'm gonna conclude with this: the cornerback room is definitely question marks there.
Yeah.
Where I also know that Trayvon Diggs is the heart of the secondary, and Micah is the soul of the defense. When those two guys are out there on the field, they create that full embodiment of the defense, where you got energy in the secondary and then you got juice at the front. I just want them to be treated fairly. I digress.
You know, I think this. If the Cowboys, as long as Jerry owns the team, I think the only way this team is going to be successful this year is if the coaches and mainly the players make a rule that Jerry cannot be in the locker room. Like the players ban Jerry from the locker room. I don't even know if that would
or the players are going to have to rise up to all the adversity. It's hard to do.
Yeah, they just have to overcome it.
They have to overcome it.
Look, okay, but like they've been trying to do this since like Jimmy left. Like they won despite Jerry the last Super Bowl, but like really, like you've had some really good head coaches in there. We're talking about, we're talking about some good guys, and they could not overcome Jerry. And like I think Shoddy deserves a chance, but like he's a first-time head coach going against Jerry Jones.
Nah, I think he got broken before we even start week 1, bro.
Like Earl, does this change your optimism on this season? Does this everything going on? Does this change like your outlook on like win and loss total? Because I'll be honest, it's impacting mine.
Honestly, don't know. It's like I'm hurting right now, like just with what I'm seeing, because just the hype. It's not even hype, but it was just the
noise,
excitement of just what you're seeing in training camp. And all of a sudden it just goes poof. No, that messes with your aura. That messes with your morale. And right now, I really don't know. But I'm just to the point now that of week 1, if they get busted in the mouth, it'll be a wake-up call.
Do you think that it wakes them up, or do you think they roll over?
I think it'll wake them up, but something should trigger. Cowboys Nation just gotta get the word out. They know what's up, but it's those that are okay with what's going on. I really don't see them as real Cowboy fans, because if you're true Cowboy fans, you would know right from wrong when it comes to football. You would understand what's taking place on the field, also off the field. You know what the problem is, but you don't speak on it. If I got to come on this podcast every single time and talk about Jerry to the point till it clicks into his skull, then I will do that. Because, you're like, oh, you're being a bad guy. You know what? I would rather be a bad guy to make sure that my team is where it needs to be in order to win. Because I'm seeing too many players' careers being washed away over the potential of what they can bring. Their talent's there, but it's just being wasted.
Earl, I know you don't like spending like the majority of 25 minutes of your thing talking about Jerry. I know you don't like that.
But if I gotta talk about it in one segment, if I got a clip of a 2-minute, I'll do it until they figure it out in their head. But I digress. Go ahead, Mal.
I mean, no, that's everybody. I think. Oh no, Mal is the last one. Go ahead. Yeah. Mal.
No, it's okay. So yeah, the Giants. Team
Good
news.
stuff.
Yeah, good stuff happening over at MetLife area over there in East Rutherford, but cautiously optimistic, everyone. No thoughts, just vibes. We'll see how it goes. Team news, not really much besides Malik Neighbors still being out of practice with a toe injury. Well, as Dable says, rehabbing. That's all he gave us, just rehabbing. He doesn't have to tell us anything now because it's not regular season. So at this point, I'm not too worried about it. I'd rather him get well enough for week 1. Don't really see a need for him to be out there right now. So bubble wrap him, keep him out, keep him safe. Don't need anything crazy going on. So I'll just dive right into the preseason game, which, guys, I saw a lot of good things. I'm going to start with the offense, and then I'll go with the defense. So all 4 quarterbacks did play. Russ the least out of all of them. What I saw from Russ was what we expected. We know what we're going to get with Russ. He does his thing, moves the ball. A lot of short passes, a lot of screens. Didn't get to see much from him. But then came in rookie quarterback Jackson Dart, who had a really good debut for us. Very good debut. 12 for 19, 154 yards, a really nice 28-yard touchdown to Lil Jordan Humphrey. That was a beautiful pass. Haven't seen anything like that in a while, guys. You got to remember, I haven't had good quarterback play in years, so this was a little refreshing to see some hope from him, especially us trading up into the first round for him. He also had 3 carries for 24 yards, so he was rushing a little bit. Jameis Winston had a touchdown to Gunnar Olszewski, and then Thomas Vidone II, our 7th round pick, converted the 2-point conversion, so that was good to see from him. And then Tommy DeVito had a 8-yard touchdown to Jonathan Ward. So all the quarterbacks got in on the action besides Russ. But I would say the one who got the most playing time in this game was Jackson Dart. He played about half of the first quarter and the whole entire second quarter before half. So it was good to see him. Another good thing, Graham Gano, 3 50-plus yard field goals. So it's good to see him healthy. We've been struggling with kickers for a while, so that was really reassuring to see. So the offense had a really good day, 34 points, guys. That's a lot for the Giants, especially with how our offensive woes have been. Another big standout on offense that I really wanted to talk about, 2 of them actually, our 4th round pick, Marcus Mbo, our offensive tackle, great showing. I'm actually so happy with the value we got with him in the 4th round. I think he can wind up being a starter quite soon. We're going to need him, that's for sure. But he had a really good show out. Turbo Dante Miller, our running back from last year, who we signed undrafted. He looked fantastic this game. I don't know how you don't have him on the roster. He didn't make it last year. I just can't justify having Eric Gray or even Devin Singletary on the roster before him. But you know what? I'm not in every practice, so I don't know what Dable and all of them are seeing. But I think Turbo needs to be on the roster. Go ahead, Lucas.
I think Eric Gray is better than Devin Singletary, and I would have Eric Gray and Miller on the roster as your 3 and 4.
With Gray, though, he has a fumbling problem.
But he's good for special teams. Am I wrong?
Yes, but also a fumbling problem on special teams. We had to bench him because he fumbled two punt returns last year. So it's like, I don't know. But, I'll trust Dable's judgment on that, but I just don't see how you can't have Turbo in that running back room. I think he brings that explosiveness, that physicality that we kind of need with Scattaboo and Tyrone Tracy. So I would love to have him on that depth chart there.
Yeah.
Josina Anderson came for us Giant fans this past weekend. And I don't know why, but you know what? Maybe I should just expect it at this point because the media loves making knocks at the Giants for whatever reason, even though we've been awful. It's become, and you know what? It kind of makes sense because every year they do this thing where they compare rookie quarterbacks. Like it happened last year with Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. Like it's just going to happen when they're drafted in the same class. But Josina Anderson told us to turn your heads, Giant fans. Don't watch because Shedeur had this great start against the Carolina Panthers. And You know,
I mean, he did,
but she continued on and she said, "We will be seated tomorrow for Jackson Dart, and you better hope that I'll be here and I'll be making my noise." And baby Jackson Dart proved her wrong. She was silent. So I'm glad that my boy came in and showed out. I mean, he's got to get used to it being in the New York market. It's just what it is. Daniel Jones dealt with it for 6 years, but Jackson Dart handles it with a lot more grace than Daniel Jones did. You can tell he's definitely more comfortable when talking in press conferences. So I'm excited. Doesn't change my thoughts on that he should sit this year. I still think he should sit. I still think Russ should be the number 1. And I think Jameis should be the number 2, which will unfortunately leave your boy out, Tommy DeVito.
Hey, that's one of our poll questions. We'll get to it.
I'm just stating my opinion based on what I've seen. Now,
I mean, look, there's other teams that could use him if you guys don't.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing about the offensive line did not let up a single sack this game, which is a big win for the Giants. So
because Andrew Thomas didn't even play, did he?
Yeah, no, Andrew Thomas did not play. Evan Neal didn't play. So I'm assuming that he's going to be our starting guard. I really wanted him to play, though. I really was interested to see how he was doing at the guard position, like kind of how he was progressing there. But hopefully this weekend against the Jets, we'll get to see him in action, at least for a little bit.
Were there any starters playing on offense for the Giants?
No, Russ played.
Russ played.
Any offensive linemen?
John Michael Schmitz played our center.
Okay.
And I think that's it. Maybe Van
Yeah,
Rotten
because
or Runyon.
Runyon, no, his kid was born, was he?
Yeah, no, he didn't play. Van Rotten played.
Yeah.
But he's on like a cusp of being a starter. He's still trying to prove himself there. And Jermaine Illuminor did play. So he was out there at the
you can tell you can tell if a team's taking a preseason game seriously if their offensive line plays or not.
Yeah. But we don't really have Andrew Thomas is still on the PUP list. So he wasn't going to play regardless. And Evan Neal, that was weird. I don't know why he didn't play, but whatever.
He's been off and on injured during training camp, hasn't he?
Yeah, Evan Neal's Evan Neal. More to come. I have no stock in him. He can pleasantly surprise me or not.
Your boy Deontay Banks looked good.
See, now I disagree with that.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think that he needs to learn how to turn his head. He will not turn his head. Like
I heard it.
My guy, wake up. I don't know what is happening. And then today I hear in Jets practice, he's getting cooked by Garrett Wilson. Like, no duh, because we can't keep up with any of the best receivers. We saw that last year, but that'll bring me into the defensive conversation. So defense looked great. Abdul Carter, 3 plays, 3 quarterback pressures, given Deion Dawkins a very big run for his money. Abdul Carter going to be special. I'm very excited to see him. Today in Jets practice, he was just lighting Justin Fields up. They obviously couldn't sack him, but he had, I think, almost 3 or 4 sacks on him in their team drills. So Abdul Carter is going to be a menace. I'm really excited for him. It was good to see him out on the field for a little bit there. Dexter Lawrence, great as usual. Brian Burns, fantastic. Micah McFadden, our linebacker, really showed out this preseason game. Secondary, rough, y'all. I think that's kind of a weakness for all 4 of our teams in some way, shape, or form. I think that's my biggest area. Javon Holland looks good. Tyler Nubin looks good. The cornerbacks, I don't know, man. Right now, it's a CB2 battle between Deontay Banks and Cordell Flott. I think Banks is winning that now, but he went off from Jets practice today with an injury. I personally think it was 3rd-degree burns from Garrett Wilson, but we shall see. Paulson Adebo, he's been okay, looks pretty good coming off of that injury. So I'll give him more time and more grace to, get more reps in and see how he does with that. But it looks like right now he's going to be cornerback 1. So hopefully he's up for the challenge against A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, you name it, hopefully. But we'll see. I think that Joe Shane should be on the phone looking for another option at cornerback 2 because Deontay Banks and Cordell Flott are just so wishy-washy. But I will say vibes look different around the Giants. Everyone seems to have a different kind of aura to them. I think that has a lot to do with Russ's leadership. I think it has a lot to do with the leadership in general in the quarterback room. So we'll see. Like I said, cautiously optimistic, not really expecting much. 27 days until we play Washington, so plenty of time to work out the kinks and hopefully get everybody fully healthy. Injuries are at a very good spot right now. A lot of things are very minor. No one's long-term. So hopefully we'll keep it that way. But does anyone have any thoughts or questions before we move on?
Well, I have a thought. Yeah, your secondary is weak. But with that front seven, you might not need your secondary to be Superman.
True, but I do need them to be functional.
Yeah, that's going to be the question, right? If they can be functional, then you guys are going to be pretty darn good. But that front seven is going to save your secondary a lot of pain.
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, they've just been having a great camp and had a really good preseason so far. The one I want to see more of is Chauncey Golston, who we got from Dallas. I would like to see a little more from him to see what he can contribute to that front seven. But like I said, eventually with that front seven, they are going to wind up throwing the ball. We are playing some very good quarterbacks this year. We're playing Jaden Daniels, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. We got a lot of people that can really maneuver around and kind of take advantage of that. They're not always going to be perfect and they need breaks. So secondary's got to be functional.
Fair enough. So, we don't have we had a Giants mailbag. Nobody responded, but I did want to just touch on a few things from preseason around the league because we don't have any response to the mailbag. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
So let's talk about Shador first. First off, I don't think, drafting Jackson Dart over Shador was a mistake. I think that Dable got his guy. Now, that being said, I think Shador should have been the third quarterback off the board. I think that's fair. And I think almost every other team is kicking themselves. Now, will Cleveland do right by him? That's the real question. Only time will tell, because it doesn't feel like they want him there. It does not feel like it, and I promise you, there will be other teams that will ask for him if they
still have him on as fourth on their depth chart, which I'm very shocked about.
So I guess they got Gabriel ahead
Kenny
of him.
Pickett should be fourth on the depth chart.
Now,
that should be Kenny Pickett.
I'm going to be so honest with you guys. I'm a little ignorant to the Panthers depth chart in general. I don't really.
They were playing starters. They were playing
their starters.
Yes.
All of them.
The majority of them, my understanding.
They're going to be a mess again.
I don't think the offense will. I think the defense will. Yeah. But I don't think the offense. I think the offense will actually take it. I am starting to believe in what's his name, the quarterback there. Bryce Young. Yeah, I think that he can be a good quarterback. Now, he has the weapons? Does he have the O-line? Does he have the defense to support him? I don't know yet. But the weapons he has, and I'm starting to believe in him. Because he looked good in preseason as well. The other thing, a 70-yard field goal, guys.
That's tough.
Yeah, if only, and they didn't even break the record officially because it's not regular season. So hopefully he does it again. That'd be cool.
Hopefully he does it again. Yeah. And prayers goes out to that Lions player for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thoughts and prayers. Yeah. Thank goodness it doesn't appear to be any long-term injury ramifications there, but that was scary. That felt like, Hamlin again for sure. That being said, Earl, it's time for Who's That Football Player?
All right.
Don't sound so disappointed.
I don't know, man.
Earl's giving me all of last season.
I was about to say, you're doing your Mal impersonation from Mal from last year.
Yeah, don't be depressed.
It's okay, buddy. Things can turn around.
We haven't even started yet, so...
I mean, look, they might be able to just turn this into fuel. Who knows?
Look, all I know, week 2 preseason, I better see some of them starters. I'm not playing.
Okay. But how about you tell us who you see on Who's That Football Player?
Yes. It's time for Who's That Football Player? I think we got another one of those guys. This player played with the Dallas Cowboys back in the 1995 season. This player had 6 interceptions for 40 yards, 1 touchdown. Long was 32 yards, and 80 total tackles. This player's career awards is a 3-time Pro Bowler and 2-time Super Bowl champion. Maurice, Mal, who's that football player?
I think I know this one. I will admit, someone in the comment underneath the post put Larry Brown. And it was between them and Brock Marion. And I want Brock Marion because I know Larry Brown wasn't a Pro Bowler. He had a great game in the Super Bowl and he got paid. And that was it. We never heard from him again. So it was Brock Marion.
Mal?
I'm going to do what Maurice does to me. I'm going to go with the other one, Larry Brown.
Larry Brown?
Damn.
That's your...
You do it to me every week.
I do.
Not a problem. Maurice, you are correct. It's Brock Marion.
Yeah, it's Brock Marion. It was him or Larry Brown.
Yeah.
I know Larry Brown wasn't a Pro Bowler.
Hey, he was a solid cornerback too. And yeah, credit to him. Brock Marion, he was a safety. He did a lot. He can come up, hit you. He can play in coverage. He also was on special teams. He was a kick returner. Has the speed. Dallas has that now in Wanye Thomas. So hopefully I can see more of Wanye this upcoming season. But Brock Marion, he was a phenomenal dude. I know he ended his career with Miami, but credit to him when he was with Dallas. He was able to help secure 2 Super Bowls. Respect.
Okay. Mal, poll questions. We got 3, right?
Yes, we have 3. A Giants, a Commanders, and a Dallas one. So let's start with the Dallas Cowboys one. These responses that you put in are funny. Will Micah Parsons start week 1 for the Dallas Cowboys? Yes, no, yes, but not Dallas.
Jeez.
He asked for a trade. I had to put it in there.
Mal, what's the percentage?
12% said yes, but not Dallas. But that's low. That means it's like one person, but or me. 2. That would do. You're so shady.
Yeah. I love the backhanded troll Lucas does, especially with the polls.
Mm-hmm. So 63% said no. So most people don't think he's going to start week 1.
Yeah, especially with everything going on. He's missing training camp. If they try to pull a Dak Prescott contract signing, who knows how that'll be. But I definitely know the defense, they need their star pass rusher there. He gives them the most juice. And Ezraku, Fowler, like those guys, they need them. And the team needs him. So hopefully a contract can get done where he could start week 1, but with how training camp is going, he may miss week 1. So.
Same thing with McLaurin.
Yeah.
They have contracts. I'm pretty sure Micah Parsons has 2 years left. Am I correct, Earl?
1.
He has 1 in
option.
option.
Fifth year.
Well, no, but they can franchise tag him twice.
Okay. I mean,
yeah,
they're on a contract, so I don't think they're just not going to play. Like I said, them game checks are a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, if a deal get done, I may throw a party. You never know. So
yeah. All right, let's go to the Commanders poll question, which Lucas kind of elaborated to this one. So who should be the 3rd string quarterback for the Washington Commanders, Sam Hartman or Josh Johnson? 78% said Josh Johnson.
After
that's
one,
what I'm saying.
There should be the 3rd option. Who cares?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I mean, in the end, who actually cares? But like, it was a point of contention on Commanders Twitter. Okay,
all right, sorry,
because everyone like gets so involved in like the 4th person on the depth chart, like baby.
Because there's an emotional connection. Because like you're rooting for them, like you're rooting that they have a career. I guess.
We're rooting for all of them, but that's just not realistic.
Hey,
but
man.
I get what.
I mean, I'm rooting for Tommy DeVito, which goes to our Giants poll question.
Should the New York Giants keep 4 QBs on the roster for the regular season? 63% said yes.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Then why is it a big deal that I asked? And why would it be a big deal if they did?
You made it a big deal because you're in love with Tommy DeVito.
I'm not in love with Tommy DeVito. Let's be clear. I have a girlfriend, but I love Tommy DeVito as a football player.
A man crush on Tommy DeVito.
It's not a man crush, it's a bromance. Let's get it right.
Let's go to trivia.
I'm not in love with Tommy DeVito.
I really hope that Riverside makes that into a clip. If not, I will still make it into a clip. All right. That being said, our question was an Eagles question, trivia question. And the question is: during the Super Bowl era, which Philadelphia Eagles tight end has the most TDs in franchise history?
That's an easy one. Everybody should get down.
Earl?
Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz.
Yeah, it was
I actually knew that one.
Yeah, that was
okay, yeah, it's Zach Ertz. However,
Of course, he's a
who would be
commander,
the
too.
who would be it if it wasn't during the Super Bowl era? There is somebody ahead of him.
What's his name?
Maurice.
It's like the 40s or 50s.
It's 56 through 66.
Well,
so
Pete
Reslif.
Yeah, Pete Reslif. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, Lucas, I can tell you this, and Maurice, you should know this too. Dallas Goedert has 24. He could catch that record against Ertz.
Yes, he can. This is a big year for
so
him.
right now, by the way, I do want to note some notable names that Ertz is ahead of. Jeremy Maclin, Deshaun Jackson, Calvin Williams, Ben Hawkins, and Brett Selleck is the next tight end on the list.
Yep. Shut up.
Maclin was a receiver.
Is it all receivers or just tight ends?
Tight ends.
No, this is tight ends and receivers. This is just total receiving touchdowns that I just listed.
Tight end? Interesting.
Huh? What?
Interesting.
What was interesting? I didn't hear you.
I thought Maclin was a receiver.
No, he is.
Yeah.
He is. No, this list is not a tight end list. This is a reception touchdowns list that I'm reading off of.
Got it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Brett Selleck Ertz is ahead of him by like 7. But
Okay.
yeah, no. I mean, anything's possible. Dallas Goedert is at 24 right now, so it would take a 12.
2
let's
seasons,
see, what is
maybe?
it? It would be a 13 touchdown season for Dallas Goedert.
So
to pass
6
him
and
this year.
7.
Yeah, it would take like 2 more seasons probably. Because I mean, right now Dallas is last season he had. Hang on, I'm pulling it up here. So on average, he gets about 4. Yeah, he gets about 3 to 4 touchdowns a season. Last year he only had 2. So, if we're going by that, it would take another 6 years. 6 to 7.
He can have a breakout season.
Yeah.
I mean, he could. His highest one was his second year when he got 5.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. We've been recording for an hour and 14 minutes, but we've been on for over 2 hours now. Just we need to catch up. It's been a while. On that note, let's go ahead and wrap things up. I already talked about at the beginning of the pod with the mock or fantasy draft. Remember, our fantasy draft starts Tuesday at 7 p.m., August 26th. Make sure that you are there or following us on YouTube. The mock draft, the fantasy draft will be available afterwards on all of our other streaming networks. But in the meantime, make sure that you follow us. We will have the link for YouTube embedded on our socials. And on that note, I give it to who's closing us out this week, Mal?
Yep, it's me.
Yay.
All right, we would like to thank you all for joining us and listening to this week's episode of 14 Rings and NFC East podcast. Make sure that you follow us on our socials, Facebook, X, and Instagram at 14 Rings and NFC East podcast, and make sure you subscribe to us on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at 14 Rings and NFC East podcast. Bye, y'all.
Deuces.
Peace.
Blessings. Much love.